Good morning, dear hearts. This is Bishop Edie, and you are now tuning in to Learn the Bible in a Year. Please stay tuned to the very end as we will discuss these chapters. Genesis chapter 33. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah and unto Rachel and unto the two handmaids. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. And he passed over before them and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near his brother. And Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell upon his neck and kissed him, and they wept. And he lifted up his eyes and saw women and children and said, Who are those with thee? And he said, The children which God has graciously given thy servant. Then the handmaidens came near, and they and their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah also with her children came near and bowed themselves, and after came Joseph near Rachel, and they bowed themselves. And he said, What meanest thou by all this drive which I met? And he said, These are to find grace in thy sight of my Lord. And Esau said, I have enough. My brother, keep that thou hast unto thyself. And Jacob said, Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my presents at my hand, for therefore I have seen thy face as though I have seen the face of God. And thou wast pleased with me. Take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. And he said, Let us take our journey, let us go, and I will go before thee. And he said unto him, My Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and the flocks and herds with the youngs are with me. And if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly, according as the cattle that goeth before me, and the children be able to endure until I come unto my Lord, unto Seir. And Esau said, Let me now leave with thee some of the folk that are with me. And he said, What needed it? Let me find grace in the sight of my Lord. So Esau returned that day on his way unto Seir. And Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built him a house, and made booths for his cattle. Therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. And Jacob came to Shalem, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan. And he came from Panaram and pitched his tent before the city. And he bought a partial field where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. And he erected there an altar and called it Elohim Israel. Genesis chapter 34. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hittite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved his damsel, and spake kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out into the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved. And they were very wroth, because he has wrought folly in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. And Hamor communed with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you, give her wife to him, and make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And he shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions therein. And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brother, Let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me, I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. But give me the damsel to wife. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor, his father, deceitfully, and said, Because he has defiled Dinah, that their sister. And they said unto him, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were approach unto us. But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then we will give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters unto us, and we will dwell with you, and will become one people. But if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then we will take our daughters, and we will be gone. And their words pleased Hamor and Shechem and Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem his son came unto the gate of their city, and communed with the men of the city, saying, These men are peaceable with us. Therefore let them dwell in the land, and trade therein, for the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only herein will the men consent unto us, for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us be circumcised as they are circumcised. Shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem his sons hearkened all that went out to the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that two of the sons of Jacob, Simon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword, and came upon the city boldly, and slew all the males. And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edges of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house, and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain, and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their sheep and their oxen and their asses, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field, and all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives took they captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house. And Jacob said to Simon and Levi, Ye have troubled me, to make me to stink amongst the inhabitants of the land, amongst the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And I, being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. And they said, should he deal with our sisters as with a harlot? Genesis chapter 35. And God said unto Jacob, arise and go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto God, that appear unto thee when thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother. Then Jacob said unto his household, and to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments. And let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and when was with me in the way which I went. And they gave Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. And they journeyed, and the terror of God was upon the cities that were around about them. And they did not pursue after the sons of Jacob. So Jacob came to Luz, which is in the land of Canaan, that is Bethel, he and all the people that were with him. And he built there an altar and called the place El Bethel, because there God appeared unto him when he fled from the face of his brother. But Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried beneath Bethel under an oak, and the name of it was called Elion Birch. And God appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Paran and blessed him. And God said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. And God said unto Genesis chapter 35. And God said unto Jacob, arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto God, that appeared unto thee when thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother. Then Jacob said unto his household, and to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments. And let us arise and go up into Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto God, who answers me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went. And they gave unto Jacob all the strange gods which were in the land, and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. And they journeyed, and the terror of God was upon the cities that were around about them, and they did not pursue after the sons of Jacob. So Jacob came to Luz, which is the land of Canaan, that is Bethel, and all the people that were with him. And he built there an altar and called the place El Bethel, because there God had appeared unto him when he fled from the face of his brother. But Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried beneath Bethel under an oak, and the name of it was called Elon Bathu. And God appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padamaram, and blessed him. And God said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. And God said unto him, I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee I will give it, and that thy seed after thee I will give the land. And God went up from him in the place where he talked with him. And Jacob set a pillar in the place where he talked with him, even a pillar of stone. And he poured a drink offering thereon, and he poured oil thereon. And Jacob called the name of the place where God spake with him Bethel. And they journeyed from Bethel, and there was but a little way to come to Ephrath. And Rachel traveled, and she had hard labor. And it came to pass, when she was in hard labor, that the midwife said to her, Fear not, thou shalt have this son also. And it came to pass, as her soul was departing, because she died, that she was called his name Benoni. His father called him Benjamin. And Rachel died and was buried in the way of Ephrath, which is Bethlehem. And Jacob set a pillar upon her grave, that is the pillar of Rachel's grave unto this day. And Israel journeyed and spread his tent beyond the tower of Edar. And it came to pass, when Israel dwelt in the land, that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine. And Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. The sons of Leah, Reuben, Jacob firstborn, Simeon, and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar, and Zebulun. And the sons of Rachel, Joseph, and Benjamin. And the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, Dan, and Naphtali. And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, Gad, and Asher. These are the sons of Jacob, which were born to him in Padanaram. And Jacob came to Isaac his father, and to Mamre, unto the city of Arba, which is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac sojourned. And the days of Isaac were 180 years. And Isaac gave up the ghost and died, and was gathered unto his people, being old and full of days. And his sons Esau and Jacob buried him. Okay, dear hearts, that brings us to the end of Genesis 33 through 35. Here, I want you to take note that Esau runs to meet Jacob in Genesis 33 and embraces him instead of attacking him. I mean, that's amazing there, to know that someone deceived you into getting your birthright, and still, instead of, killing him or attacking him, he embraces him. And then Jacob bows 7 times in humility, and this shows that, Jacob knew what he was doing when he got his birthright. And it humbled Jacob to know that even though he deceived his brother for his glory, that because the way Esau handled it by embracing him, it showed humility for Jacob. It was more of a regret, it was a time for him to come to the truth and to the light of what he done. And, they came together, they wept together. And this shows too that even when someone do you wrong, you can still embrace and love them, and move forward. And this was a prime example of that. Now Jacob gives gifts as a peace offering. Now the point that I really want you to take from this is that, God softened Esau's heart, and we can see that through how their relationship was restored. We can see that God softened Esau's heart when he could have very well, you know, use anger and hurt and bitterness and just put it into action, but instead he embraced his brother. He loved his brother. And, in this chapter, Genesis 33, it just encouraged you that no matter what your brother or sister have done to you, embrace with love. It's just so important to just love and to let bygones be bygones. It may have hurt, may cause you bitter, but when you are wanting to be pleasing unto God, we got to forgive. Amen. And this was a prime example of that. Now, in Genesis 34, we hear that Dinah, Jacob's daughter, is violated. Okay. And she's violated by Shechem, who then wants to marry her. Okay. Her brothers, especially Simon and Levi, deceitfully agree on one condition: that all of Shechem men be circumcised. While they were in pain, Simon and Levi kill them all and then rescue Dinah. So they retaliated because of the way they treated Dinah. Now, Jacob rebukes his sons for endangering the family's safety. Now, the key point I want you to get from this chapter, Genesis 34, is that acting out of vengeance instead of God's directions leads to violence and strife. So be mindful. The Bible tells us that vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, I will repay. So be mindful that instead of trying to take on vengeance yourself, give it to the Lord, because you can make things worse by trying to do it all yourself. It can, make the situation much worse, and you can endanger many lives because of a person's wrongful decision. So remember, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, I will repay. Now, Genesis 35, it says that God tells Jacob to go to Bethel and build an altar, reminding him of his promise. Jacob tells his household also to remove idols and to purify themselves. God reaffirms Jacob's new name to Israel. He changes his name from Jacob to Israel, making a new covenant with Jacob. Now, Rachel dies giving birth to Benjamin. Isaac also dies, and Esau and Jacob bury him together. Now, the key point that I want you to take from Genesis 35 is returning to Bethel symbolized spiritual renewal for Jacob's family. And here we see that his family is cleansed and God makes a new covenant with Jacob. So these chapters here, chapter 33, 34, and 35, even though Jacob did do Esau wrong by stealing his birthright, God shows that he can restore relationships and he can also make new covenants. And so even though he done this wrong thing, I think that the mercy and the grace of God that he endowed with these brothers here um, continue on their legacy. It may have went down a different path, but yet and still God restored their personal relationship and yet still blessed them both in different ways. So, dear hearts, this brings us to the end of Genesis 33, 34, and 35. I pray that these messages, these chapters blessed you. Please comment down below, amen, of what you got from these chapters. Until we meet again, God bless you all.